This is the story of the road that can't be fixed. If you turn off the high street in Shefford, Bedfordshire towards the local supermarket, you'll be in for a shock. The smooth tarmac road suddenly gives way to a crater-filled lunar landscape. The surface is so bad that it's clearly visible from the air. Cars have to slalom around deep potholes and drivers are regularly caught out with blown tyres or damaged wheels. The area is so bad that locals have given it a new name: Potholesville. The road has been degrading for years, with hundreds of complaints from residents and local businesses and damage mounting into the thousands of pounds. So why can't it be fixed? To find out what was going on, I went on something called the internet and went to a site called fixmystreet.com. This is a website that allows members of the public to report potholes to their local council so that they get fixed. Various people had reported the potholes at Old Bridge Way, but the council's response wasn't exactly promising.
Thank you for making a report. However, Central Bedfordshire Council are not responsible for this matter. Your report will now be closed by us.
The end of the council's... Oh, for fuck's sake.
State changed to not the council's responsibility.
The end of the council's responsibility was conveniently marked by a line where the tarmac ended. The road to my left here is owned by Central Bedfordshire Council, but the road on the right, well, who knows? In case the responses on the website weren't clear enough, the council wanted to make it abundantly obvious that the road was not owned by them, so they put up signs at each end saying private road. Unfortunately, these didn't last long enough to film. They were replaced by locals with signs that carried a more suitable message. The council keep trying to change the sign back, but the residents are having none of it. So who exactly does own the road? Who's responsible for fixing it? Well, that's a very long and complicated story, and it starts back in the 1960s when the Midland Railway line through Shefford, like so many other railway lines, was closed. The railway station used to be on a bridge that spans the high street. That's what Old Bridge Way is actually named after. You can still see the line that the railway took as it carved its way across the countryside. The area just to the south of the station was an agricultural cargo yard. Sometime in the 1980s, it was bought by the Daniels brothers of Shefford and turned into an industrial estate. At that time, it was a cul-de-sac, a small network of streets off of the high street, leading nowhere. The industrial estate is owned by the Daniels brothers, and until recently they owned the roads as well, but then something changed. Since the 1980s, Shefford has grown at a fast rate, with hundreds of new houses on estates sprawling to the south towards the A507. In the 90s, the council built a bridge over the river connecting the end of the road through to the A road for the first time. They upgraded it soon after, and suddenly Old Bridge Way became a main route for heavy goods vehicles bypassing the high street, a deliberate council policy. Despite making this route a key part of their transport strategy, the council failed to address the fact that the road was private. They should have adopted it, but they didn't. As the owners of the road, the Daniels brothers were liable for maintaining it, and businesses on the estates paid maintenance fees to cover this. But with all that extra heavy traffic on what was meant to be a cul-de-sac, the road soon fell apart. In 2024, after years of complaints, those businesses received a mysterious letter. It turned out that the Daniels brothers had sold the road, but they said,
"We are not at liberty to disclose who owns the above, but can inform you that the owners are now in liquidation."
But it turns out that you don't need to be at liberty, because you can just go to the land registry website to find out that the road was sold for £1 to another company which, by pure coincidence, is also owned by a bunch of people called Daniels. Shortly after, they declared insolvency, so now nobody owns the road and nobody is responsible for fixing it, which is a bit of an issue when the local supermarket is at the end of it. The only body with the power to do anything about this is Central Bedfordshire Council. They could adopt the road and then pursue somebody for costs if they feel they have a case. But the council were adamant that it was not their problem, causing growing frustration in the area.
Fucking massive sister won't even shop down here because of this road.
That was about average. The local MP, Alistair Stratton, is limited in what he can do. He doesn't have any particular power to force the council to act, and so he took the extraordinary step of organising a protest, joining forces with residents and the Mayor of Shefford to block the road and bring it to even more of a standstill than usual. The event was good-natured and well catered.
You're pleased by the turnout?
Oh, definitely. Look, we had no idea what turnout was going to be like, but I think the fact that we've got so many people here on a Wednesday over August, early in the morning, shows the strength of feeling.
And how much of that was to do with the hot dog van?
Well,
Residents were in good voice as they issued their demands.
Fix the road! Fix the road! Fix the road!
If not exactly polished.
well, look, in an ideal world, I think our absolute ask would be, look, it's now in a position where the developers walked away, much as it would be in everyone's interest if they'd left the road in a good condition. That ship has sailed. There is no way currently, as well as we've been able to work out, to extract any money from them retrospectively, and so we either now face the issue where the council steps up and plays a role in starting to put this road right, or we let a crucial throughway through the middle of a town that the council have planned in for some of the developments they've authorised is allowed to continue to decline with no one responsible or able to put it right.
But Central Bedfordshire Council remained unmoved.
What's so frustrating at the moment is not only are they saying they don't want to cover the cost of resurfacing the road, they're actually maintaining a line that this isn't their problem to be involved in at all. And
I mean,
feel right.
You're essentially getting the same one-line responses that the rest of us are, I guess.
The computer had said no. It simply wasn't their responsibility. Taking ownership of the road could set a dangerous precedent, and that was far riskier in the council's eyes than thousands of pounds worth of damage to residents' cars or local businesses going under. I was prepared to go full radical, but Alistair was having none of it.
So what's next? Do we block the A421? Do we take the A6?
We're not going away.
Now, the council would say that it's simply not their responsibility to fix this road, and technically that's true. But the fact is, they're pretty much the only authority that has the power to take responsibility by adopting the road. And if they're not going to do it, then nobody else is going to be able to. And this was a growing problem. The road at the entrance to the supermarket was degrading by the day. A huge trench had formed and was threatening to join the potholes next to it. Drivers leaving the car park were forced to swerve into oncoming traffic to avoid it, or risk serious damage to their cars. Something needed to be done. The only way that the road is going to get fixed is if somebody takes responsibility for it. And if the council aren't going to do that, then who is? I needed inspiration if I was going to solve this problem, and it came in the form of peak American male Nick Offerman.
Lemonade?
Please and thank you.
An idea was taking shape in my mind, but I needed to learn more.
How exactly are you gonna fix this hole, just for my own edification?
I dug the loose gravel out of the hole. Now I'm using a jackhammer to remove the larger pieces. Then I'll spray down the hole to settle the dust and fill it with cold patch asphalt.
Thank you. Now I can fix the next one myself.
Maybe the worst car park I have ever been in my entire life.
You're a fucking diamond.
Oh, thanks for everything.
The repairs I made won't last long, as residents were keen to point out on Facebook. Repairing the road properly is a major effort, and the crude tarmac and sub-base filling that I used won't hold up for years. But at least it was something, and at least for a few weeks or months some damage will be spared. It's more than the council have done. The story of Old Bridge Way is a story about responsibility and the way that bureaucracies will do almost anything rather than accept it. Sure, repairing the road properly would be expensive, but it has to be done, and the council is the only authority in a position to do it. Paying for it is a separate issue. It would be nice to recover the cost somehow, but the road still has to be fixed, and the truth is that the council were responsible for creating this situation in the first place when they made this a key route without clarifying the legal status of the road. And if councillors refuse to be part of the solution, well, judging by the sentiment in Shefford,
Fucking massive.
they could soon be going the way of the railway.